Welcome to Chicken Bros. My name is David Heath.
I'm General Ross.
And we're here to talk about Captain America Civil War.
Whoop, whoop.
A movie based on a popular comic book storyline.
Which I didn't read or buy until after I saw the movie. Shame on me.
Ditto. Shame on me. But even though this movie stems away from the original plot of the comic book, this movie does hold up. It holds up.
Oh, definitely. Like, this is like maybe top 3 Marvel movies for me, dude.
Same.
Top 3.
Same. So, basically, the Avengers, they do a good job of saving the world, but they leave a little debris in their way. So the government...
kills the guy from Sokovia.
Yep. And the government decides, maybe we should keep these guys in check.
Iron Man's like, yeah, go ahead. Cap's like, no way, son.
Nuh-uh.
I didn't freeze my ass off for freedom for this.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, by the way, Bucky killed Wakanda's king. No, he didn't.
No, he didn't. He
It
didn't do
was,
that.
a guy who doesn't look anything like him that pretended to be him somehow.
Well, in the movie they said he used prosthetics to make himself look like Bucky.
How do you make yourself look?
Prosthetic makeup.
But, like, okay, you can prosthetic makeup, sure, but I'm pretty dang sure Bucky is way more buff than... See, I always get this guy's name wrong because I get Baron Zemo confused with Arnim Zola. So
No, Arnim Zola was the short doctor in the first Captain America.
Well, I'm just saying I get those two confused.
Well,
So
I don't know why, but in this movie they didn't call him Baron Zemo. He had a whole different first name. But it is the character Zemo.
Okay.
Yeah, and basically he his purpose in the movie, as quoted by him, says he wants to see an empire fall. And we don't know what that means until later in the movie, but we'll get to that in a second. So, much like in the comic book Civil War, it's basically Team Cap versus Team Iron Man.
Team Cap!
Because Cap knows that Bucky's innocent, but Iron Man doesn't believe it. So, there's going to be a big fight.
Big fight.
And because supposedly Bucky killed Wakanda's king, its heir decides to step in and do something about it.
I'm the Black Panther.
I love what Falcon said. So you like cats? Guy dressed up like a cat, you don't want to know more?
Says the guy dressed as a bird, man.
I love when when the government took their suits and they got receipts for it. He's like, bird costume? Really? I better not see someone outside flying in that.
It is Dreadwing. Go on, pet him.
Go and pet him. Yeah, that was cute.
I'm petting that thing.
Oh, by the way, Wanda, Scarlet Witch, feels guilty about the whole
Blowing
Accords
up
thing
that
because...
building.
Yeah, because she blew up a building.
Biz, we talked about this.
Oh, yeah, the door was open, so I figured, yeah, he can phase through shit. That was funny. By the way, we're just assuming you know about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because if you don't, I don't know why you're watching this video.
We spoiled it with Infinity War, so...
Yeah, so you should know half of this shit by now. Anyway, Bucky escapes because if spoken a certain sequence of words in the language of Russian, it'll trigger the Winter Soldier in him.
Russian.
And
Yep.
So Cap and Falcon need to keep him safe, and they need some extra hands in order to keep away from Iron Man.
Falcon knows a guy.
And they get Wanda and a familiar little tiny guy from San Francisco.
Yep. Takes him completely away from Luis, Dave, Kirk, Cassie, Hope, Hank.
Yeah, we're talking about Ant-Man.
Yeah, obviously. I name dropped like every single fucking character in that movie.
But then Tony Stark decides we could use some extra hands as well. So they get Rhodey, Vision, Black Panther, and my favorite, So
Sorry.
I did wonder like how Tony Stark found out about him. But by the way, we're talking about Peter Parker.
Yee!
And the best Peter Parker ever.
See, okay. I'm sorry. Okay, you guys need to understand something. Me and David just reviewed all the past Spider-Man films back to back. Suffered.
Yeah. We should say all the past Spider-Man movies except Homecoming.
Yes. We already reviewed that at the beginning of our Chicken Bro stint.
Yeah, so you guys know how we feel about Tom Holland.
And this is where we first saw him, and...
Best superhero intro ever.
Oh, hi, I'm Peter. What are you...
I love when he takes him into his room. He's like, all right, cut the bullshit. You're this spider kid, right? Like, Spider-Man.
Good Lord, how do you see out of these things?
I love what he said when he says, you want to go to Germany? He's like, I can't. Why not? I got homework. All right, I'm going to pretend you didn't say that. He's like, it's going to be a little dangerous. Maybe I should ask Aunt Hottie if I can take you out. And he webs his hand to the door. He goes, don't tell Aunt May.
Don't dare tell her.
All right, Spider-Man. Get me out of this. By the way, web shooters. Woo!
Woo! Suck on it, Andrew Garfield. Our web shooters are better than your web shooters.
Yep. By the way, what was I going to say? I don't remember. But they both teams eventually meet up at this airport in Germany, fight for a bit.
And a big-ass fight breaks out.
Yes, and we finally see Spider-Man's suit, which is awesome.
Hey, everyone.
That was the coolest intro. Hey, Captain. Big fan, Spider-Man. I love when he's fighting Winter Soldier and Falcon. He's like,
little arm. That's so cool, man.
You have the right to remain silent.
Oh God.
Hey, buddy, I think you lost this. Oh man, that was such a good fight.
Okay, Okay, so when Ant-Man first turns giant, I literally said, "Holy shit!"
And then Spider-Man said it.
Right before Peter said it.
I was gonna say it until he said it. Because I didn't see that whole giant man thing coming. I didn't know they were gonna do that.
Me either.
That's crazy.
That was awesome.
And I love Spider-Man's like, you guys ever see that really old movie, Empire Strikes Back?
With the walking thingies?
With the walking thingies?
Okay. Spider-Man, Tom Holland is our age. Peter Parker is a teenager. He should know this stuff.
Know what stuff?
That the proper term is an AT-AT. It was on Hoth in Empire Strikes Back. It's not an old movie. It is a classic.
Okay, look, buddy. They couldn't say the technical names of that stuff because those names are copyrighted.
By freaking Disney, which is owned by Marvel. Who the fuck cares?
They do. It has something to do with like the fact of like you can't reference one of our properties in the same property. I don't understand how it works, but they can't do that.
So then how come in the same Raimi movie, Aunt May was allowed to say Superman?
That's different. They were being ignorant back then. But it does I said this to somebody else. They said, well, Ned said Death Star in Spider-Man Homecoming. I was like, well, that movie was not just made by Marvel. It was helped subsidiary by Sony. You know what I mean? So, like, it didn't have just Marvel's name on it. So, of course, they could make that reference. But the fight breaks out. Cap and Bucky get away on a Quinjet while the other of Cap's teams get arrested. Sorry, Ant-Man.
Yep. That's going to create problems for you in the next movie.
Tony Stark figures out that Cap was right, kind of kicking himself in the ass for it, and then basically he gets information from Falcon about where he's going so he can help him out. That was his original intent anyway.
Until he found out.
Well, hold on a second. Bucky and Cap are going to look for Zemo in the same facility Bucky was held in the 90s when Iron Man shows up in an elevator.